haven't got my watch on, but I know it's been a long time. I have some issues with video editing software. It's really difficult to make videos for a long time. And I'm using CapCut, the social media editor, for this one, so hopefully it works out well, and you can let me know what you think of that. But this video is all about having painted and finished Mortarion, which means that I've got all 3 of the current Chaos Primarch models in the 40k range finished, and I will probably do a reveal on those, or like something that puts the 3 of them together. But for now, all I want to do is take you through the process I did for how to paint them, the different recipes that I use for different parts, and the kind of approach that I had whenever I was going at different elements of this model. So hopefully you enjoy it, and if you want to see anything more like this, let me know and I'll take your suggestions and we'll work forward from there. Hopefully, now that I've got this working, and if the video works well, I'll be able to make stuff much more often, so I hope I'll be seeing you a little bit more frequently from now, but we'll see how things go. But for now, just let me know what you think. The most fun part about this project was the fact that you could get really messy with it, since it was the kind of Nurgle theme, obviously. I really enjoyed walking the line between detail painting and just creating a mess, as you can see here. I started the base with texture paint just to kind of get it looking really dirty and muddy, and I worked up from there. But then on the model, I really heavily layered a lot of the paint to try and create it in my iteration of what the Death Guard armor should look like. So it started with a flesh tone, which I layered up and shaded with brown and black in different ways, and then on top of the shade I applied a orc coloured contrast paint, which I think turned out really well, because the 2 different shades, or the 2 different colours, started to work against each other to create that sickly green with way more emphasis on recesses and dirt and ingrained grime. And then the more and more I shaded it, like you can see here, the more that started to really emphasise that look. And with the addition of some more flesh tones on the horns and things like that, I think it came out really well. But then to contrast with the green, I went for purple on the fabrics, purple fading into brown as if the edges have been sitting in dirt or have been rotting for a long time. And just to bring out those highlighted edges on the quote-unquote clean parts, I suppose, I added some really fine edge highlights, which I then dulled down using more shade and different kinds of dry brushes and things. But you can see here how it fades from the purple into the worn pink, like the dye has faded kind of edges, and then further down towards the bottom of the model, everything turns to brown with the dirt and the rot. I'm really happy with that overall. With edge highlights done all over the model, I was really pleased to see the different types of fabric and the different types of wear and dirt and worn edges and frayed bits sort of coming through. And then, like I said earlier, I shaded everything again just to sort of blend the edge highlights and to blend the different colours together so that they weren't so stark, because obviously with dirt and things there's less of a differentiation between different colours. And then to top off a lot of the armour effects and anything silver or anything kind of iron or lightly coloured metal, I used the Dirty Down Rust and then used the cotton bud to just remove some of the excess. So you've got loads and loads of dirt and grime stuck in the recesses of any metal parts. And I'm really happy. Every time I use this, it comes out absolutely brilliantly. Towards the bottom of the model, I noticed the cape, Mortarion's cape, seems to turn into this sort of vapor smoke at the bottom, and rather than leave it brown like everything else, I wanted to make it look like there was some sort of warp energy travelling through him. So I detailed some green flames with edge highlights and dry brushes, same as I did with the wings then afterwards, just to create something a little bit different. And whenever I went for the wings, obviously there was a flesh tone involved, but what I wanted to was to try and mimic the sense that they're flies' wings. So aside from the rot that you can see me adding here, I went with transitional colours, going from the dark blue and purple close to his torso to like more of a white flesh tone with bits of rot and things added towards the outside. And I think it worked okay. You can see it's starting to come together here. There's still no blue, but the purple's coming through. And there you can see the blue and purple working a bit more as I work on the kind of boils and things on the wings. And this was something I wanted to really emphasize, because it seemed to be, to me, that this was meant to look as disgusting as possible. So I went with like real inflammation with dry brushing and stippling, and then I did the white spots in the middle just to create that real sense that this is painful and it hurts him to have these on his wings. And then there's just some green to tie it off. Like I said, the messiness and the rotten aspects of this were really fun to work on, to imply levels of detail while also creating chaos. And this is why I enjoy painting chaos miniatures so much right now. It's been really fun to work on all 3 of the different Chaos Primarchs, and hopefully you've enjoyed watching me make them.